Hey yo, this is Dash, and today I'm going to be talking about delivery charges. Hey yo, this is Dash. Alright, so as most of you guys know, I started my business via delivering barbecue via Instagram. I know, crazy as it may seem. To be honest, completely honest, I didn't even like Instagram when I first got on Instagram. One, because it was an Apple-only product, and I loathe Apple. But two, the square 1x1 format. It was not conducive to the way I like to take pictures. Those things being said, I got over it. I figured out that when I started my personal Instagram account, I was taking pictures of the food that I was cooking and other things like that. Then again, by the time I got to the point where I was cooking and selling food, I realized that I needed to set up a business Instagram account and not be trying to sell food via my personal Instagram account. So if you have an Instagram account and if you do not have a business focused or business oriented Instagram account, you should. And if you haven't, or if your account is private, shame on you. I've said this before, if I go to an account and it's private, unless you message me or we talked in person or something along those lines, I don't follow those accounts that are private. If you got something to hide, I don't need to see what it is you're trying to show me. When I would post pictures on Instagram, I used the hashtags, geographical hashtags, and then as I discovered people and people discovered me, they would order food from me. And of course, the niche in what I was doing was I would bring the food to you. Here's the thing. People say, well, why wouldn't you just have people come to your house? One, I don't want everybody knowing where I live. Two, I don't want to be on someone else's timetable. Those are two very important things. If I know that I have to be at some place between this time and this time, I am a good enough judge of how long it's going to take me to get from point A to point B, okay? Because of that, I would be able to deliver food in between the times when I would take in when I was doing barbecue full time. I delivered full time almost every single day. What I would do is I would cook a brisket, pork shoulder, 3 racks of ribs, maybe 2 packs of chicken wings, and I would have food. I would cook typically on a Sunday, have food for Monday, sell food Monday and Tuesday, usually cook again on Wednesday, have food for Wednesday and Friday, or Thursday and Friday, and then on Friday night into Saturday morning, I was cooking yet again, typically with the proceeds from the sales from Monday through Friday to do a bigger cook and bigger orders, and I would take orders for Saturday afternoon deliveries or Sunday deliveries, depending on what I had going on that particular week. Now, in order to make the delivery for me, what I would do is I had a radius. Anyone that was in the same zip code as me was $5 for delivery. Baltimore City is not that big of a place. The problem though with Baltimore City, it is not very convenient to get from one side of the city to the other. As many of you guys know, I'm from Philadelphia. You can get from one side of Philadelphia to the other side of Philadelphia in 20 minutes. In Baltimore, it takes half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. One of the other things that is a hindrance in Baltimore City, there is a tunnel on 95 to go from one part of the city to the other part of the city, unless you either want to drive through the city or all the way around the Harbor Beltway, the Baltimore Beltway. So those are things you're going to have to consider. I started talking about anyone who was in my zip code, it was $5. Spanning out a little bit further was $6, going out a little bit further was $7, and then going out a little bit further was $8. Now, here's the next piece or the next nugget. For the first year I was doing barbecue and delivering food, I did not charge a delivery fee. I said that I was not going to charge delivery for the first year so that I can make sure that it was going to take off. And because it did take off, when I started charging delivery, there were some people who pushed back. There were some people who cried foul. But here's the thing, the food was good enough, and the people who really wanted the food paid for delivery. That's it. I was not going to deliver any food any longer after that first year had gone through for free. I mean, that first year I delivered a half a rack of ribs all the way across the city I think I charged the girl $15 for the half rack of ribs, and I delivered it to her with no problem for free. But that same girl ordered pretty regularly from me after she tasted the ribs that first time, and also spread, you know, word of mouth spread, and she told other folks about me and other things like that. So it was worth it for me to make that trip. You are going to have to figure out when you're going to have to say no, when you're going to have to tell someone that they need to place a bigger order in order to make it worth your while for traveling and your time and your fuel, and all of those things you have to take into account. But when you're first starting out, sometimes you have to say yes way more than you say no. Once you get established and once folks understand that you have to eat too, and you have to, you know, do maintenance on your vehicle and put fuel in your vehicle, and, you know, pay tolls if you need to, then those folks that really want your food, are going to be willing to pay for delivery. It's that simple. Anyone who balks and doesn't want to pay for delivery, honestly enough, you probably don't want them as a customer. Sad to say, but those people who push back are going to be the most problematic customers you're ever going to have. Mark my words, if you're just starting out and you're trying to deliver or trying to figure out what you're going to charge for delivery, or if you're going to charge for delivery, I did not charge for delivery for the initial year that I was doing barbecue and delivering it. I wanted to build my customer base. I wanted to get them hooked, and what I did to offset the delivery charges, I had a minimum order. So usually the minimum order was like $20, $25, and then it wouldn't be a problem. It was worth my while to travel to wherever it was. Once I started charging for delivery, anybody in my zip code was $5 just for me to go out of the house, basically. And I deliver as far north, I'm in Baltimore City, so as far north as exit 80 on 95, and as far south as DC and Northern Virginia, and delivery is billable. Delivery is billable, definitely. So hopefully this helps. I know, again, I've had this question. There's a couple of you guys who are trying to get out there and do something similar, and you are coming into this dilemma on whether you will or will not be charging delivery fees. I tell you, it is a dilemma that you're probably gonna have to face, and then make a decision whether you are going to charge delivery, whether you're not going to charge delivery, and then of course how you're going to have your delivery set up on a sliding scale. Obviously, the further you have to drive, the more you need to charge for delivery, but these are things that I can only tell you my experience and give you some guidance. I can't tell you exactly how to do it. Your mileage is going to vary. No pun intended. Hey, thank you again for watching. If you're liking this particular series, please let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you have any other questions about this particular topic, please leave that down below. If you like what you saw today, if you learned something, please leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. How many times have I just said please? Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.